Fellow traders, 'tis I, the Rumpled One, coming to you on Wednesday, March the 25th. The year is 2026. Let's talk trading. Sacrifice to survive. These videos are for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine. As always, let's make sure you have your risk management in place so in case the market goes against you, you survive and you don't lose more than you're willing to lose while you are trading. So, many of you know that I'm a prepper. I've been back in the mid 80s, we called ourselves survivalists. That's when I became one. And then through the years, the name that the label has changed, and now we're called preppers. And then there's those doomsday preppers. And anyway, I was reading something, and it had this phrase, sacrifice to survive. And it made me think about trading. And like Walmart says, preserve capital, preserve capital, preserve capital. And what happens is that, we have emotions as humans, and when it comes to money and when it comes to competition, losing, those emotions really run deep and they run strong. And what happens is they interfere with what's in our best interest. Um, cutting the losers, letting the winners run, and we do just the opposite. We take that quick profit and then we watch that price tank against us, 40 or 50 pips. And then we just kind of hope and pray the market bounces, comes back. Um, and we were, me and Airball, we got in trades, and I think Walmall sat this one out, but I think he was in it for a little bit, maybe. But I think he got out quicker. Where you get in a trade and it goes against you. Or maybe you wanted to buy and you accidentally hit sell, or vice versa. Or you find yourself in a trade, it's like, how'd that happen? Did I accidentally click something on the keyboard? And the thing is, a lot of times we'll try and trade our ways out of it, but when you look at the screen, it might be telling you you're heading in the wrong direction. Like yesterday, the old uh-oh, I saw that death cross, and that was it. I mean, that sucker dropped another 20, 30 pips. And the same thing kind of happened today, but the thing is, it's really hard to sacrifice to take that loss. And what you don't realize is when you average in, and if you don't get out above your first entry, the one that caused you to average in, or below it if you're short, then that trade's taking a loss. And so let's just say when you look back, you take a 5 pip loss. But at one point in time, because it dropped against you, that one trade may have been down 25, 30 pips. So the question is, why? Why do you allow that to happen? Why not just cut your loss? In other words, sacrifice to survive. Because if it goes against you too much, then your account's gone. And it's one of those things where you just really have to put some rules and guardrails, as Walmart likes to call them, up so you do not kill yourself by making bad mistakes, because bad mistakes breed bad mistakes. You make one, then you make another, then you make another, then you make another, and so on and so on. It just happens. But I mean, and where I'm really kicking myself is, I think I even mentioned it in video, on my phone, on my little MT4 app, I had plotted some horizontal lines a couple of years ago. One of the lines at 34.22, which you might as well call it, the psychological 25, and the other one's at 33.71. Once again, just call it the psychological 75. And you will see, let's put this up on a H1 time frame here. And so you see right here, this 25 line, look what price did. And then you see right here, the 75 line. So what did it do yesterday? Or let's even go back the day before, or even the day before that. It came up and it breached that 25 line, closed above it. Then the next day, it closed below it, came down, came back up, had a little close above it, but it came back down. And what did it do? It hit the 75 line, bounced, then it hit it again and crashed through it. And then the very next day, what's it do? It comes screaming back, hits that 25 line here, and then it screams up more, but then it comes back. And what does it do? It almost hit that 75 line. Close enough, hand grenade exit, right? And then what's it do after that? Comes back up above that 25. And what's it do next? It comes down, got within 10 pips, went back up, came back down, and then took it out again. What did it do? Turn right back around, touch that 25, and then right back down to the 75, and right back up to the 25. And then what's it do today? And here's the thing, when I saw this happen yesterday, it's like, oh, I wish I would have shorted. And then unfortunately in the Asian session here, it got above 25. And then when I started trading, I think price was right around the double O. Let's see. What time is it? 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Yeah, I woke up at 3 o'clock. I just can't sleep. And so when I saw it get up here, I had some shorts on. I think I had a short on at around 16. And then I saw it hit here, so I had a couple more shorts in, but I had 6 trades going. And if I would have just sat on my hands for an hour and a half, I would have had all that. But oh no, that's not what I did. I exited out and then I started going long. I mean, somebody just needs to stop by and smack me upside the head with a 2x4 or 4x4, maybe even a 6x6 and knock some trading sense into me. Because look at what happened. It's and then I like to look at the 30-minute time frame because I don't want to trade against the M30. And what did I do? Oh, I had some trades against the M30 like a dummy, and then it took me all the way down here. Then I just started loading up. I had a whole bunch, and then my break even was at, I think I got it down to 78.4 or something. And so I set my TP at 79.4 because I'm thinking it might have trouble at the 80. Oh no, it shot all the way up here. It had shot all the way up to about where that very first trade that got me in trouble was. And so they brought out basically another 120 shrimp, aka pips. But, you know, that's the breaks. But see, that's the emotional damage that happens when you make that mistake and you keep making mistakes. And then you're just hoping and praying and wishing and wanting price just to go your direction. When as Walmart says, it likes to go in the middle. And like I say, you know what? Just based on statistics, you just look at those wicks and off the low, it's usually going to bounce 20 pips off the low. And what did it do? It bounced 30 pips off the low. And it's going to bounce 20 pips off the high. What did it do? Oh, it bounced a whole bunch off the high. But point being, that's what it does. Like Walmart says, it likes to come to the middle, and sure enough, it did its coast to coast here, came to the middle, almost went back, came back to the middle, went back to the middle, and then all the way down coast to coast. So, what you have to do as a trader is stop making mistakes. that's the easiest way to say it. You just have to stop making those mistakes. Um, you probably have rules. If you don't, you need to write some rules down, and then you need to follow said rules. I mean, that's really what you need to do as a trader. Um, it's just so simple. Oh, and if you're wondering what the blue stripes and red stripes, if it makes a lower low than the previous candle and then it closes, once the close gets above it, above that close here, that's then it gets a stripe. And so right here gets a red stripe if it goes higher and then drops below that close. So you can see here, there was the close, price came down, lower low, got above it, so you get a blue stripe. So you want to trade long after blue stripes and short after red stripes. It's kind of simple. And if you want to know what that indicator is, it's the TROHHLC, so higher high, lower close, or lower low, higher close. And that's one of the ones you can get out of the mother lode. So, that's pretty much it, fellow traders. That sometimes if you make a mistake or something happens, it's like, nope, you see everything's going against you. You could just exit out, or like I say, get off the elevator. If you wanted to go up and the elevator goes down, you press the button, you get out at the next floor, and then you wait for the elevator to start going back up. But it's easier said than done because we have emotions all tied into it. We've got ego, we've got pride, we've got the I'm competitive, I hate to lose. And the thing is, oh yeah, when you punch out, your total pips, it might be green, but in there you might have a few losses. So you took losses, and that's just something you have to understand. And maybe, just maybe, when that clicks, you go, oh, okay, so I'll take this 5 pip loss, and then maybe I'll jump in the way it's going. Maybe I'll pick up the 5 and then some. And then if I'm really thinking it wants to go long, hey, I can wait for a signal at the bottom and do it. So, I mean, right here, and that's what I did here, even though I know I shorted a couple times at 25 because it was the 25. But, then I waited for a signal. I think I got in again right here around 16. But, and I tell people, if you just look at this M30 chart, or if you've got the sonic indicator, that puts up the trade levels for closed trades, and you put it up and you put it on a 30-minute chart and you look at your trades. If you've got longs in black candles and you've got shorts in these white candles, or red candles, green candles, or bear candles, bull candles, obviously you're breaking the rule. I always say don't trade against the H1 candle color, but I refine that. Don't trade against the M30. Simply because M30 has a tendency to cover. So right here, you could be long, but you see you got a new M30, it started to cover. So that's the reason why I've refined that. And so like right here, you can see it covered. And you can see here, price covered. So, and somebody goes, well, what about M15? But M15 doesn't have the same cover rate or statistics as M30. So that's why it's M30, in case you want to know. It's not arbitrary. It's math, statistics. But, anything can happen. And the worst thing that can happen is breaking a rule, making money, because that might become a habit. Because breaking the rules should really be the exception if it happens at all. And it really shouldn't happen, right? Because it's a rule. It's not supposed to break the rules, especially trading rules. But if you can maybe just get in your mind, about sacrificing to survive, because you never know what that one trade might be the one that's going to take you out. Not at first, but you keep adding to it and it just keeps going against you. I've been real lucky that the market's been bouncing between here. But if this thing would have tanked, it might would have tanked my account. I had 30 trades on at the time to get out of the mess. So don't do what I do in that case, fellow traders. So, and that just goes to show it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So go out there and drain the banks. This is the Rumpled One, over and out.